Howdy, everyone. I hope you're having a great week. Thanksgiving in America, in my neck of the woods. I hope you had a good turkey day. I really miss Thanksgiving. It's probably the one holiday I miss more than anything else from my time in America, but I've lived in Japan now for almost 20 years, and I've kind of gotten used to living without it, but I still miss it. Uh, but let's talk sumo. I'm going to jump right in and we're going to discuss the basho that was, some of the outcomes. Uh, we'll talk about what we can expect in January, the new basho, the first basho of 2025. Of course, I'm going to show prizes, but I'm going to leave all that to the end. So if you're not really interested in prizes and what I bought at the Fukuoka basho to give away, you can stop watching maybe after we just talk about sumo if that's what you're more interested in. And yeah, I think that's about it. So I'm just going to share my screen. We're going to get started. Okay, here we go. So let's just jump in with Fred's chart. So we know that Kotozakura finished with 14 and 1. Final day showdown with Hoshoru. Great tournament for both of them. Lots of talk of double Yokozuna promotion. Okay. So what I did was I pulled up the list of Yokozuna. And obviously, you go down to the bottom and you get the current Yokozuna. He's active, Fuji. And then you see a lot of Mongolian flags. Hakuho, Haramafuji, Kakuru, and Asashoru with Kiseno Sato in there for a blip for a couple years. And so this is what they're really hoping is a Japanese-born Rikishi will become the new Yokozuna. And then if you look for when in history did two Yokozuna get promoted at the same time, this is the year they got promoted. There are a few years like 1987 where both Hokuto Umi and Onokuni became the Yokozuna, but they did it in different months. They weren't simultaneously. You have to go back to the 1960s, and here it is. It's Kashiwado and Taiho. Taiho being one of the great Yokozuna of all time. And as you can see here, this number is the number of Yusho they won. So uh Tochi Nishiki won 10. That's considered like Dai Yokozuna, like a great Yokozuna. Wakanohana, the first, won 10. Here's Yoshibayama. He only won one Yusho in his whole career. And that doesn't mean just as a Yokozuna. That means in his career. Asashiho won 5. Kashiwada won 5. Taiho won 32. Okay. So that was the high water mark for many, many years. He was a great Yokozuna, and they both got promoted in 1961 in a double promotion. So it's been 71, 81, 91, 01, 11, 60, 60 plus years since this possibility of a double promotion, not the possibility of it, but an actual happening of it has taken place. So it'd be great if it happens. I haven't seen it in my lifetime. None of you have either, most likely, unless you're older than me by quite a bit. So yeah, it would be really exciting, not only for the sport, but for non-sumo fans, to get them interested. It would make all the papers in Japan and make sumo a little bit more visible. Uh, and then if you go down, Fuji was the next highest number of basho at 31. So this 32 record stood for a long, long time. When did Taiho retire? Let's see. He retired in 1971, so he was Yokozuna for 10 years. And from 1971, that record stood until, of course, we all know Asashoru came along and got 25, and people were like, wow, that's quite a high number. And then Hakuho just blew it apart and has 45 total championships to his name, and one of the many reasons people call him the GOAT, the greatest of all time. Okay, he was an active Yokozuna for many more years, though, from 2007 to 2021. So, more years than Taiho, but still just an incredibly prodigious number. Haramafuji got close to the 10, didn't quite make it. And then Terunofuji just got his 10th, which is why a lot of people say he will have no problem hanging it up in 2025 when the time comes. Most people say that he's just hanging on until somebody gets promoted to Yokozuna, and then he can slip away. He can retire. Although I think even though he's Mongolian, I believe he's staying in Japan and has elder stock and will become a coach. I'm not 100% sure about that, so let me know in the comments if you know something I don't. All right, so I just wanted to show this uh, by way of just kind of seeing what the possibility is. And so what would have to happen in January for this double promotion to take place? Hoshoru would have to win the Yusho with a good record, a 14-1, a 13-2. Of course, 15-0 would be amazing. And Kotozakura would have to be the runner-up, like one off of his winning record. So basically, it would have to be a duplicate of what happened here in November, but flipping the winners. Hoshoru would have to win. Kotozakura would have to be second with a very good performance, very good record, and you know, losing in a playoff, that would be fantastic. Um, for them to then say, okay, well, they both performed really high level. He won in November, he won in January, and they were both right there on each other's heels, and they would both get promoted to Yokozuna in March, which would be just amazeballs. And we'll all hope it happens. But we'll just have to see how they show up in January. Onosato, of course, a lot of talk about him. And, he had a very typical uh, first tournament as a Shin Ozeki, a brand new Ozeki. John Gunning, who has been very active. I joined Blue Sky. There's not as many of sumo people over there as opposed to Twitter or X. And John has been posting a lot, so that's been nice. And it's getting to me more because I only am following like 10 people right now. And he said, he had a chart. He posted a chart, and it was the number of wins by new Ozeki for the past like 50 years. And the overwhelming average number is 10. Most brand new Ozeki get 10 wins in their debut. And so he got 9, Onosato. So he's very much right in there statistically. A little disappointing, of course. I think a lot of people were hoping he would win the Yusho. But I still think he'll be a Yokozuna in the next year, maybe 2 years. It just depends how well he does in January. And of course, he lost some matches where, you can kind of see some of the things he needs to work on, right? He's still so new to the sport in general, let alone being at a high rank that, sorry, a little catch in my throat, that you know, no shade on him at all. He's got some learning to do. He's got to improve some of his skills, and I think he'll be a great Ozeki. Kirishima, of course, disappointing after his 12-3 at Sekewake. He was trying to maybe mount some numbers to get back up to Ozeki. Not only did he not get any good numbers, he didn't even get Kachikoshi here at 6-9. So he'll be demoted out of the top 4 ranks into the regular Maegashira ranks for January. Taisho will maintain his Sekewake rank at 8-7. Wakamoto Haru had a good tournament at 10-5, will move up to Sekewake to take the open slot. Shodai is getting demoted out because of 4-11. And Wakamoto Haru will also leave. So there'll be 2 open Komusubi slots, and those should go to Wakataka Kage with his 10-5 and Abi with his 11-4. So those 2 guys will jump up and be your 2 Komusubi in January. Okay, these little green numbers are interesting here because this is the number of tournaments each of these wrestlers has won. So Kotozakura has now won one. That's his first Yusho. Hoshoru has only won one, but not as an Ozeki yet. Onosato has won more than both of them. So he's won 2. Kirishima's won 2. Daisho's won 1. Shodai's won 1. Wakataka Kage, some people might not remember, has won a Yusho. So, he's very much capable of winning the whole thing. Abi has won a Yusho. Mitakayumi has won 3. And of course, he had the bizarre, got injured, decided to stick around, kind of got better during the last like 7 days. You can see he was being able to move a little bit more. But a 7-8 is better than a 5-10. You can't argue with that. So he came back and was able to get 2 wins in his uh, beat up condition to go to 7-8, and he actually went to 7-6 on day 13. So he had Saturday and Sunday. If he had gotten a win on the last 2 days, he would have gotten Kachikoshi. Didn't work out, but he won't go very far down the Banzuke because of that, fighting through the pain, as it were. Gonoyama with this amazing tournament, Takanosho with the Kantosho, an 11-4. He'll go way up the Banzuke. Who else has Tamawashi has 2 tournament championships. Tamawashi has one of the tournament championships we all wish had gone to Takayasu, maybe. Not that I want to take one away from Tamawashi, but as a veteran, just somebody that he's been so entertaining for so many years, an Ozeki. Tamawashi's never been an Ozeki, but Takayasu has never won a tournament. And then we have Takerafuji, of course, the man down at Maegashira 16. First tournament where he didn't get 13 wins and if he stayed in the whole tournament. So we'll see how far they move him up the Banzuke from M16. A 10-5, very decent record. He lost a few matches he probably shouldn't have, but he has a tournament championship. So we got a lot of guys in the top division who know what it's like to hold the Emperor's Cup. And okay, so let's jump over to I've got so many tabs open here. Okay, so while we've got this open, let's jump over to Tachiai. They've got this headline on yesterday. It's November 30th now when I'm filming this. November 29th, Josh is reporting that there's a chance because of a story that was put in Inside Sport Japan that maybe for the first time in many, many years, uh, they will do an international tour and have some exhibition matches, basically have like a regional tour that happens here in Japan, but in a foreign country. And that foreign country might be England, specifically London. The last time they did it, they went to Singapore. They went to Las Vegas in 2005. They went to Indonesia in 2013. That was the last time they've left Japan and done kind of an official sumo event outside of the country, and that was 11 years ago. So it's about time. There'll be Americans, North Americans who question whether they shouldn't be going to New York or Boston or California, Hawaii even. Of course, where we've had some sumo wrestlers come from. Uh, instead of England, but England, obviously the access for many, many people in Europe that love sumo will be fantastic. Um, so yeah, you can go and read the article yourself here on Tachiai, but it will be very interesting to see if this becomes a reality. Supposedly they're going to make a decision in December, December 4th. So that's next week, right? Yeah, next Wednesday. So we'll keep an eye out for that, and if something's happening, I'll maybe make a little mini post about it right here on YouTube. It'd be fantastic. Okay, and then we get down into the Juryo promotions. They announced the Juryo promotions right after the Basho ends. Who's going to go up from Makushita, the third tier, up to the second tier Juryo? Because that's when you change from an unsalaried Rikishi to a Sekitori, to a salaried wrestler. Um, and that's the big move, right? And one guy that's getting it has been in Juryo before. The other guy is brand new, so he's a rookie. And it's Hatsuyama and Kuri, anyway, Kiryuko were promoted to Juryo. So these two guys here, and it's Hatsuyama making his debut, while Kiryuko, this is his second chance at the Juryo division. Okay. The two guys that are going down will be Chiyomaru and Onosho, who are both top division Rikishi, who are just falling on some hard times. So they will slide down to Makushita. This is a list of men who are retiring from sumo, but they're all in much lower divisions. You can read the list here if you're interested. So only two guys moving up and two guys moving down. But the other obviously big question is who's going to move around in from Juryo up to the top division and the top division back down to Juryo. So we can talk more about that. The Banzuke for January comes out on December 23rd. So maybe I'll do like a Christmas live stream or something. And I think I'll be off work by then. Yeah, I think that's the first week of my winter vacation, so I can make it flexible maybe. And we'll discuss the Banzuke here on the channel. You can join the chat if you'd like. So you go to tournament records, and this tells you how many wins and losses everybody had. So we got to go down toward the bottom. So Bushozan will be going down, Asakoryu will be going down, Shishi will be going down. So there's three obvious open slots. Toki Hayate, it's hard to say. It's 6 and 9. And then that's about it. Ryuden could be a possibility at 4 and 11 at M13. Yeah, he's definitely, I'd say he has a bigger chance of getting demoted back down to Juryo than Toki Hayate and Sadanoumi, who's 4 and 11 at M12. Okay, so those are the guys that are going to be going down. And so then we go back up and we change to Juryo and we see who's going to be going up. So Kim Bozan for sure, he won the championship and he's in Juryo 1. So he'll be going up Kitanofuji. And then Hakuoho probably over Kageyaki if they only did 3. But Kageyaki has a good case with a 9 and 6 at J2. Then, Kaya will just have to wait. The other person that maybe would have a case would be Thomas Shoho, 10 and 5 at J4. Okay. And Ashiden's 10 and 5 at J6 is just a little too far back. So in Tachiai, they were talking about it. And here it is. Bushozan, Shishi are already set to go down. Ryuden lost to join them on the Juryo barge. So he's putting Ryuden on the list, the 4 and 11. And then Asakoru, we know is the other guy. So he's got 4 of them. Then Sadanumi and Toki Hayate both lost on the final day. So he's saying there's a potential for 6 exchanges. And these would be the 5 guys: Kimbozan, Hakuoho, Kitsunowaka, Kageyaki. Those are the 4 guys that I think are a lock. And I don't think they'll demote Sadanumi and Toki Hayate. And Thomas Shoho will have to wait. And then it would be between Tsurugisho and Shiden. I don't think they're going to dip that far in. So I think it'll be these 4 guys right here going up, and Bushozan, Shishi, Ryuden, and Asakoru going down. But that's the fun of Banzuke Day. We find out what they decided to do. Okay. So that's all over on Tachiai. Great site. Go over there and have a look, and you can see what you think compared to them. All right. I wanted to mention, I should have done this on the day it was announced. It was a little weird when I heard it on the broadcast because they mentioned that Kitanofuji had passed away, and I thought, oh, they must have mentioned it like on the previous day's broadcast, and it was just a day where I didn't watch the whole day of sumo because he died on November 12th, which was day 3 of the sumo, but they kept it a secret and didn't announce it until November 20th, which was day 10 or something like that. 8, 9, 10, day 11. And so they were saying, and then I think the next day they did some profiles of him. And if you're not familiar with Kitanofuji, he is, of course, a Yokozuna. He was in the 70s, but the really thing, he won 10 championships. So he's definitely a great Yokozuna. But he became more famous, I think, almost to modern audiences because he always was commentating on sumo in the NHK booth. He was so often the color commentator to the NHK announcer. And he was a very dapper man. He would often wear really nice suits or like traditional Japanese kimono on camera. And just supposedly, I obviously didn't listen to that. I always listen to the English play-by-play, but he would often have some very interesting takes and biting remarks, and uh, he definitely was well known for his uh, commentary. So it said he died at a hospital in Tokyo on November 12th. He was 82. His death was announced on November 20th, the same day his funeral was held in private, and they will have a special ceremony for him in within the sumo crowd. And then here's some of all of his championships, and he retired in 1974. So definitely a great loss to the sumo community. And he had been in ill health for about the past year and a half, so he hadn't been on the broadcast in quite a while. But it was always entertaining when he was. Okay. So list of Yokozuna, we've done that. I wanted to go over some of the sumo record holders, if you'll indulge me for a moment, um, because we had, some big movement on some of these, and we can look ahead to 2025. Uh, Most of these are dominated by Hakuo, and most consecutive wins. That was the one that Hakuho, was famously trying to get to 69, stalled out at 63, but this guy was at 1778, so it doesn't really quite count. And even this guy was back in a time before six basho in a year, 1936 Futabayama. He passed Fuji. That was the major accomplishment, the other modern record holder at 53 in a row. He got to 63 in a row. I don't think that'll ever be matched in modern sumo. That included four back-to-back Zensho Yusho, and then some wins. So that's 15 times four is 60, and he'd had a couple wins from the previous Basho. And then he came into like day one of the new tournament where everybody was like, "Is he going to do another Zensho Yusho?" And Kiseno Sato beat him on day one in 2010. Okay. Uh, so what was the list I was looking at? All right, so we go down here. Most career bouts. Tamawashi, our boy Tamawashi, there he is. He's at number 8 now. He passed Aobajo. Oh, that's terrible. Yeah, this Basho. And now he's basically he will pass Jesse, uh Takemiyama from he's American born from Hawaii in January, so he'll move up to number 7, and then he's got a little ways to go before he gets to Wakano Sato, and Kaio is in there on his list, and so on. So just moving up, and he'll make another move up the list in January. He's over here, most top division bouts, so that's 1654. This is 1347. Uh, in the top division, and they're also consecutive, but this list doesn't count consecutive, neither does this. Um, so he's moving in on Terao. That'll be sometime in 2025. He'll pass him and maybe Amanishiki. He can do both in 2025. So he's moving up those lists. And then consecutive career bouts. He's where is he on that? There he is. Oh, sorry, he's at the top. He's at 1643. So he's at the top of that list. And then over here, consecutive top division bouts. So Takarafuji, unfortunately, stalled out. And this number can't get any higher because he dipped down into Juryo, that one basho. So it had been going since 2013 and it just stopped this year. And he was right behind Tamawashi, but now he'll just be right there at 990. He can still keep getting bouts in the top division, but he can't go up this list because this is consecutive, right? Without sitting out for injury or anything else. So he's at 1017 in the top division, and he'll pass Hasegawa uh, in January, and then he'll have his sights on the great Terao. So yeah, and these guys, it's funny, they're all the highest rank is Sekewake, right? These guys that have lasted a long time. Okay. Most tournaments, he's at 91 in the top division. So Koto Shogiku, Akinoshima, he'll obviously go. into seventh place all by himself, and then just another basho after that, he'll tie Terao, and then in 2025 he can tie Amanishiki in November um, at 97. And then, you've got Hakuho and Kaio ahead of him. So, he just turned 40, right? He just had his 40th birthday, so we'll see. And most tournaments ranked at Yokozuna is a totally different list. The interesting thing about most tournaments ranked at Yokozuna is obviously Hakuho's the top. And then all of these guys are way back in time. I mean, the 90s is not so far away, but it kind of is now. 73, 61, 95, 61, 81, 74. Then we get Asashoro and Kakeru almost tied 42 and 41 tournaments. So that's what, 6.5 years. And you can see that most Yokozuna don't last at the rank more than, say, 5 years. So Terunofuji is obviously not going to, get close to these numbers. So it's just such an anomaly what Hakuho did and how long he served and how dominant he was. And seeing a list like this is just a reminder. The other thing is I think down here is youngest. Fastest progression to the top division. We know that Takeda came up very fast. Um, Ura, Tommy Fuji, special prizes, gold stars. Youngest Yokozuna. So you have to remember that Hakuho and Asashoro were both 22 years old when they became Yokozuna, which is just mind-blowing. So, Onosato is a young guy, and Kotozakura is not a youngish guy. He's 27. And some of these guys, you don't, you think, you have to work and work and work. And, 27, 28, that's a decent age to become a Yokozuna. And these two guys who have so many championships under their belt did it so young. And Taiho, who I was talking about earlier in the video, also did it young, at the time the youngest ever. And then Kitanumi came along and was what, a couple months younger at 21 years old. And yeah, just so I think it's rare for us to see anyone these days who's that young and could maybe be on this list. You'd have to be, 24 years old or younger and become a Yokozuna to get on that list. So pretty wild. All right. Standings. Oh, we're gonna go there. Let's talk about buy sumo tickets. So Jeff, of course, very nice to give away the Tagata prize, and I've already contacted the guy who won, Matthew, who won first place. So congratulations to him, and he will pick out one of these awesome Tagata, and he's having this 1,000 yen off promotion right now. So great Christmas present if you have a sumo fan in your life. So head over there, and of course, if you're interested in coming and going to see sumo, uh, it's how I recommend you get tickets if you live outside of Japan. Okay, what's the other one? Okay, oh, Patreon. Should just mention the page is going great. I ended up with 91 videos for the 15 days, which is about on my number. I've been doing about 100, but of course I was there live, so my numbers dipped a little with highlights and stuff, but still over 90 videos over the 15 days in 3 collections. So feel free to go by and join. I'm thinking about doing a gift thing. Um, and now you can sign up annually. So you can pay all at once. It's $1 a month. So you can pay, instead of $12, you get 10% off. $10.80 gets you the whole year of 2025. And of course, there's some slightly higher tiers if you're interested in supporting the channel that way. And you save 10% if you pay all up front. Okay. Where else oh, I wanted to go to Big Sumo Fan. How did that get erased? I don't know. So one of the big prizes people like this time of year is the calendar, and Robert has it. Um, so he also has the poster calendar, maybe. Oh, I see. Maybe if you buy, oh, it's sold out already. See, look. So this is a poster, and it's just kind of got this cool design on it. and it has, see these blue lines, it has each basho like outlined, and it has the day the Banzuke comes out circled in blue, and I have it up here on my wall. It's poster size, for lack of a better term, like a movie poster. And I guess he was doing a bundle, but maybe he's already sold out. So, but you can buy the calendar from him. I don't know what it is in American dollars, but that's something I'll be getting and offering as a giveaway prize. So, uh, yeah, just be looking out for that. Over on YouTube, um, I will pick two random members. Oh, I should do that. I should do that now while I'm doing this because yeah, I can't email them. The Patreon people I can email. So I'm going to pick two random Patreon members. They get a prize, and two random channel members on YouTube. So I'll pick those guys in a moment. But let's just look really quick. Uh, We've got Matthew in first place. So like I said, he's taken the Tegata prize from Jeff. So thanks to Jeff over at Buy Sumo Tickets. And then we have four people in second place. So those are the other people that'll get a prize for November. Waka, JD Spencer, Jace, and Osco J. So I'll send them an email probably before I post this, and they can see all the prizes I'm about to hold up and pick something that they would like for doing so great in the contest. So, and Asuko did really good considering he didn't pick Kotozakure at Hoshoru. I had just the awesome team behind that. Where did I end up? Let's see. I know I'm down here. No, 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 no. Wow, this is exciting. Oh, here I am. So, top of 10th. So 161 of you did better than me. And there I am. Kirishima letting us down, Onosato kind of letting us down. But the rest of my team was actually pretty solid. Uh, and there you go. Okay, so congratulations to those four people. If you are one of those people, check your email. You should have one from me, and we can talk about what nifty prize you'd like for doing well. Obviously, we'll run the contest again in January. The welcome video. Well, let's see. Hold on. Nope, nope, that's the chart. So it's from January 12th to the 26th. So January yeah, around 5th is when I'll be putting up the welcome video, and you always have about a week to think about it. And so you'll get lots of reminders before that happens. Okay, I think we can stop sharing. Anything else I need to share really quick? I'm thinking. No, I think that's it. All right, back to me. Oh, I was gonna do the channel members. Mm-hmm. You know what, channel members? If you're a channel member, I'll say this because I know this video is already long. If you're a channel member, check the description and I'll put congratulations to blank and blank. And so check if your name, if I randomly picked your name, and I'll also put it on the community page. I'll blast it out so it'll be in your community tab. So look for your name. If I've only got about 120 channel members. Most people have gone over to Patreon, and that's fine. But if you are one of those people, I want to say thank you for supporting the channel through YouTube. And so I'll pick two people at random and send you something. So look for your name down there. Okay. What do I have? Okay, so the first thing, it's like Christmas, is I bought one of these for myself. That's why I'm opening it, which I just like this guy's art. So just fun towel. I've had these over the years, but I haven't gotten an updated one in a while. So this is a lot of the newer guys on the towel, and at some point they'll have to stop making these because the guy who did the art passed away a year or two ago, and so they can't update with, I don't think he's drawn Fuji and Onosato unless they're going to hire someone to draw like him. Okay, I talked about the Kotozakura stuff. And I'll show you some other things that I have from Koto. I have a few of these. Here's Ura. Okay. And it's like a thing like this, right? Where you can put him in a little stand and he'll stand and sit on your desk at work or at home. So I've got three of these. Here's another one. I got the Yokozuna just because I think that robe he's wearing is kick ass. And another one I can't see. Some random stickers. I don't know. I think they're stickers. I have to open these and see what they are. Those are all this a lot of this stuff is from Jeff. Oh, Jeff gave me these shiny cards. Probably just set those aside for me. I got a few Baymax items. So this is a smaller towel that's like the guy from Big Hero 6 Baymax as a sumo wrestler. So just a fun little towel. I do have that big poster that was back here that I can send to someone. So if you're interested, it folds out, right, with all the guys. And I convinced my students to let me put one of these up in the classroom. So that's going. Okay, I got a lot of those. I got Jeff gave me bolts of cloth, and this is actual like kimono cloth that you can make. They make like the kimono that the wrestlers wear, and he got it from one of the stables he supports. And I have this package and this kind of really nice green pattern. If you're somebody that likes to sew and you would want to make a shirt or some other type of garment or curtains, I don't know. Pretty hefty. I don't know exactly how I would mail them to you, but you could have one or the other or both maybe. So I got those. Really kind of cool. Tons of these. So this is the Onosato one. This is one of the few Onosato items that wasn't sold out. This is just the hand towel. This is another cool towel from one of the stable retirement parties that Jeff went to. And this is Naruto Bay's official towel. So this is Koto Oshu's stable, and this is it's not a wrestler's name, it's the name of their stable. So really cool, nice blue color, a little bit bigger than some of the other ones. So happy to send that along. All right, lots of these little guys. I got Ura, and of course it's pink. I got Hoshoryu. A lot of you guys are big Hoshoryu fans. I got this kind of cool one. It's a face towel just for one wrestler, and it's Ura, of course, and there's his name. So it's about the same size as this guy. Okay, but I'm not going to take it out of the package. It's nice and ready to ship. So that's an Ura towel. This is another fun one that came from the stable when this wrestler retired. So I forget the name of the wrestler, but there it is if you want to look it up. So that's an option. Pretty cool little tote bag. And again, with this stable on it, something Security Yama. I can't remember what the stable is even. I need to look it up. But it opens up. It's a bag. Here's the handles at the top. So that's cool. Like I said, I have one of these all sealed up. And so you can get that. Got a lot of these name towels. So Onosato, I know it's kind of hard to see them. Look at Ura. This purple one, I think you can guess purple. It's Kitanofuji. And who is this? Oh, oh, I'm gonna have to open it to see who it is. Oh, wait, let me see. Does it say the name? Oh, yes, it does. Oh, maybe Kirishima? Okay, I'm gonna have to look it up. The name of the wrestler is down here, but I can't read it right now. But anyway, if you're interested, darn it, I need to be able to look up wrestlers, but I can't do it right now. Okay, so another one of those, but somebody popular. A larger towel with the Baymax design with some rope behind him, and just kind of cool. So if you're into Disney and sumo, that would be kind of look cool on your wall. Lots more of these small guys. Takerafuji purple, of course. Shirokuma. black, but a little polar bear emblem near his name, which I thought was kind of cute. And let's see who else we got. Oh, I did get the champion, Koto Zakura. So there you go. Another Hoshoru, because I know he's popular. And oh, I got another Ura. I know you guys like Ura, and I got another Onosato. I think I'm gonna grab that one for myself. And then the last standee is Hoshoru. So another one of those. And then another thing Jeff gave me was like a glass. Oh, this thing it opens from the top here. This is kind of cool. It's like a whiskey glass with the name of the Heya. I'll have to look it up. I mean, I would try to pack it well. It's pretty secure in this box. Um, but I put some paper in there, hope it doesn't break. The other cup he gave me is really cool, and it's like a Japanese style like tea mug. You would, and it's a list of every yokozuna. It doesn't have Terunofuji on it, but uh, so they're just listed, all 68 of them or something like that, on this mug in kanji, of course. So it's kind of a cool little thing you could have up on your shelf, or you can drink out of it because that's what it was made for. Okay, so I think that's about it. Um, I do have some leftover stuff from before. I've got a Hoshoru fan, and oh, I have the desk calendar. If somebody wants that, sits on your desk. So I have that size calendar, and if you're one of the four people that won the contest and you want a full size 2025 calendar, I can get them because I'll be buying one for myself, so I can just buy more than one. Okay, that's about it for right now. I think that's plenty to choose from. This is obviously supposed to kind of keep me in prizes until shoot, January and March Basho. We'll kind of go through and people can pick stuff. So lots here to choose from. I buried my mouse. Where did it go? Ugh. Okay, there it is. Oh, don't slide down. Okay. So yeah, it was a great bus show. I mean, it was really exciting to be there on day 14. I don't think I've told you the whole I lost my cell phone, I keep calling it cell phone, my smartphone in the cab when he dropped me off at my hotel and that whole adventure on Friday night. But I obviously got it back, and due to the wonderful service of the people that worked at the hotel, including Nakagawa-san. Thank you, Nakagawa-san. Um, yeah, and just wonderful to see Jeff, my friend Brian, got to hang out with Spencer. Thank you for the ticket, Spencer. And all of you guys coming by, giving thumbs up, watching the Sumo Summary show, and had a lot of fun. 2024 was a good year in Sumo overall. We had some really interesting developments. Started with Takerafuji way back at the beginning, and we had Onosato, the rise of Onosato. And then Koto Zakura finally getting his very first U show at the end of the year. So I'm looking forward to 2025. I think we will have a new Yokozuna. I think Terunofuji will retire. I think those are the two big things we can anticipate for next year. We have a new venue opening in July, the new Nagoya Arena. It's supposed to be pretty state of the art. That'll be exciting. So lots to look forward to. Like I said, maybe a live stream in December to talk about the Banzuke. And if anything else interesting comes up, if you are a channel member or Patreon member, check the description box, see if you won a random prize. I'll put the names down there. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care. Jason Sumo channel. Peace.